Hey everyone!
All right, what's up, everyone? If you're part of Mr. Cheese Crew, you know what time it is. Exam time. So today we're going to do something super helpful. We're going to take one of those massive, kind of scary evolution questions, and we are going to absolutely crush it together. You ready? Let's get into it.
Oh yeah, you know the one. You open that exam paper, you see that full page of skulls and bones, and your heart just kind of drops, right? It looks so intimidating, but I'm telling you, it's really just a puzzle. And trust me, by the time we're done here, you're going to have all the pieces to solve it. No problem.
And this is exactly why we're zoning in on this one question. 13 marks. I mean, come on, that is a massive slice of your final grade, all from one question. Getting this right isn't just about knowing your biology. It's about being strategic to really pump up that final score. We are going to make sure we grab every single one of those marks.
Okay, so here's our game plan for today. First, we'll look at the big question itself. Then, we'll get into decoding the skulls and pelvises. After that, we'll explain the how and why of the evolutionary changes. And we'll wrap it all up with a perfect answer checklist so you can't miss a thing. Simple as that.
Okay, let's get right into it. The absolute first step for any question like this is to really look at the evidence they give you. Seriously, it's all right there on the page. You just gotta know what to look for. So, this is what we're working with. The exam gives us this whole collection of diagrams: skulls, teeth, pelvises, the whole shebang. Everything we need to get those 13 marks is hidden right here in these pictures. Our job is just to learn how to read them.
All right, time to start decoding. The first bit is all about identification. Honestly, these are some of the easiest marks you can get, as long as you know exactly what you're looking for.
So, the very first question, 3.2.1, is a straightforward identification. Just look at all the diagrams and find the one skull and the one pelvis that belong to a human. Go on, take a quick look.
And there you have it. The human skull is A, and the human pelvis is I. Boom, 2 marks in the bag already. See? It's all about being confident in spotting those key human features.
Now, for question 3.2.2, they want to know why. Why is pelvis I the human one? The key is its shape. You have to say that the pelvis is short and wide. And why does that matter? Well, that shape is a super important adaptation to support all our upper body weight when we're walking upright. So you're linking shape directly to function. That's what gets you the mark. Okay, here's a little pro tip for you. If you put the human skull, A, right next to an ape-like skull, like E, you can literally see the story of evolution. Just look. The human skull has this huge cranium, tiny little canines, and the foramen magnum, that's the hole for the spine, is way more forward. The ape-like skull, it's pretty much the opposite. These differences aren't random. They're the clues that are going to unlock the rest of the marks for us. And that brings us right to question 3.2.3. What's the big deal with the large cranium on skull A? The logic here is actually pretty simple, and you just need to lay it out for the examiner. A large cranium means it can hold a large brain. A large brain allows for more intelligence and all those higher cognitive functions. That's the chain of thought they want to see. Okay, we've nailed the what. Now we have to get into the how and the why. These next questions are where you have to describe the process of change over time, connecting the anatomy to how the organism lived. Question 3.2.4 is all about that foramen magnum, that big hole at the base of the skull. Now the question asks you to describe the change. This is so important. It means you have to talk about where it started and where it ended up. So you'd say it moved from a position at the back of the skull in our four-legged ancestors to a more forward central spot in us humans. And why? To perfectly balance our head on top of our spine for walking on 2 feet. And here is a little secret weapon, especially for all your high flyers out there. The official marking guide really stresses that phrase, describe the change. So if you just say it's in the front, you're only getting half the credit. To get full marks, you have to describe the movement, from the back to the front. That's the key that unlocks both marks. Okay, next up, teeth and diet. And this one is worth a massive 4 marks. So let's focus. You have to connect the tooth structure to the diet for both species. So, for species D, you see those small canines. You link those to a diet of soft or even cooked food. Then, for species E, you see those huge, sharp canines. You link those to tearing up raw, tough food. You get a point for the structure and a point for the diet, for each one. That's how you bag all 4 marks. And finally, we've got a quick 1 marker to wrap this section up. What's the spine of a quadrupedal organism like? The answer's super simple and direct. It's a single C-shaped curve. That's it. A nice, easy mark to grab at the end.
So we've picked apart every piece of this question. Now let's put it all together in one final checklist. Think of this as your pre-flight check before you move on to the next question in your exam.
And here it is, your 13-mark recipe for success. Let's just run through it one last time. Identify skull A and pelvis I. State the pelvis is short and wide. Link that big cranium to a big, smart brain. Describe the foramen magnum moving from the back to the front. Connect the small canines to soft food and the large canines to raw food. And finally, state the quadruped spine is C-shaped. You tick off every single one of those boxes, you've just aced this question. Guaranteed.
And that is how you crack the code. Look, if this helped you out, be a good friend and share it with someone who might be struggling. And for a ton more exam tips and tricks, you have got to be following Mr. Chi on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Seriously, he's always posting amazing stuff to help you kill it in your exams. You know, what's so cool is that our own bodies are basically living, breathing records of this whole evolutionary journey. This exam question, it's just scratching the surface. It really makes you think, doesn't it? What other clues, from our goosebumps to our wisdom teeth, are hidden in our own bodies, telling that incredible story of where we came from? It's a pretty wild thought. Anyway, thanks so much for watching and good luck with all your studying.